Alright, so solving compound inequalities joined by or. Much like the notes from Friday or with concerning and, or does much the same thing. We're going to graph two inequalities on the same number line, only this time instead of them going in towards each other, they're going to go out. Okay, so we're going to have two arrows going in opposite directions. Okay, so on number 1, it says to graph the following compound inequalities. We're going to have one down here at -7, one up here at 3. So Q is bigger than 3, and Q is, or rather, Q is smaller than -7. Alright, number 2, we're going to have 4 and 9 with open dots above each. S needs to be bigger than 9 or smaller than 4. On number 3, we do the same exact thing. We're going to plot our 0 and our 6. 6 is going to have a closed dot. 0 is going to have a closed dot. X is bigger than 6 and smaller than 0. We got -12 on number 4 and -5. Y is bigger than or equal to -5, or Y is smaller than -12. Open dot. To the left there, to the right there. Okay. And moving right along. Now, numbers 5 through 8, they are asking us to write the inequality for each of the following. These aren't too bad. We're going to write out -6 and -3. We need x to be less than -6, or x is greater than or equal to -3. We're going to put an or in the middle. We're going to do the same thing for 6. Put a -3 there, a -3 up here. We need x to be less than or equal to -3. And we need x to be greater than or equal to +3. Alright. 7, we're going to do the same exact thing. -2 and 1. We need x to be greater than 1 or less than or equal to -2. X needs to be less than or equal to 5, or x needs to be greater than or equal to 7. Now, let's see, number 9. We're going to keep moving along with the same thought process. We're going to use -1 here. We're going to add 8 to both sides of this, and it's going to be x greater than or equal to, see, -5 plus 8 is going to be 3. So we put a 3 up here, a closed dot above the 3, open dot above the -1, and arrows going out in the opposite directions. Okay, number 10, we're going to keep following our same method of solving inequalities. Divide by 2, divide by 2, x is less than or equal to 3. Divide each of those by 3, and that's x greater than 4. So we're going to put a 3 here, we're going to put a 4 here, open dot, closed dot. X is smaller, so we go to the left. X is bigger, so we go to the right. Number 11. We subtract 2 from both sides, and that's n less than 1. We subtract 3 from both sides of this, and that's n greater than 4. So we put a 1 here, and a 4 here. Open dot, open dot. N is greater than 4, n is less than 1. So it goes like that. Alright, number 12, we're going to step things up to two-step equations. Or two-step inequalities, rather. And we're going to keep on following our same method, okay, that we've been using for weeks now at this point. We're going to subtract the constant from both sides. So we subtract the 1, and subtract the 1, that's 2x less than 0. We divide each side by 2, and x is less than 0. We subtract 5 from both sides, and x is greater than 3. So we go ahead and plot our 0, plot our 3, x is less than 0, so we go to the left there, and then open dot, x is bigger than 3. And there it is. Next page. Okay, moving along. So, on number 13, we're going to subtract the 7 from both sides on this piece. It's going to be 2x greater than 2. We divide each side by 2, and that's x greater than 1. We divide this side, this piece, by -4 on both sides, and if you remember correctly, since we're dividing by a negative, that's going to be x less than -2. So we put our -2 here, we're going to put our 1 there, and that's going to be an open dot above the 1, open dot above the -2, x is smaller than -2, and x is greater than 1. Number 14. This is going to be one of our multi-step inequalities. So we're going to go 2a plus 6 less than 2. We subtract the 6 from both sides, and that's going to be 2a less than -4. We divide each side by 2, and that's a less than -2. On this piece, we just divide each side by 3, and we're done with that part. So, we got -2, and we got 3. Open dot, a is smaller, that is bigger, and that's it. Alrighty. Now we're going to subtract 7 from both sides, and that's 2y less than -10. We add 4 to both sides of this one, and that's going to be 9 greater than negative 3y, divided by negative 3, so that's going to be negative 3 greater than y. Finish this one up, that's 2, division on both sides, y less than negative 5. Okay? And due to the fact that we divided this piece by negative 3, we have to change our sign. So we have to go like that, and there we have it. Okay? So we have to put our negative 5 down here. We're going to put negative 3 up here. It's going to be a closed dot above the negative 3. Open dot above the negative 5. We go to the left with this one. And to the right with that one. And there you have it. Alright. And moving right along. We got a couple more problems here. Boards at a sawmill will be rejected if they are more than 97 inches or less than 95 inches. Define the variable and write an inequality to represent the rejected boards. Graph the solution set. Okay, so B needs to be, let's see, less than, if they are more than 97 inches, so in order to be rejected, B needs to be bigger than 97, or B needs to be less than 95. B equals board length. So we put 95 down here, 97 up here, open dot, to the right, to the left. Done. Discounted fares are available to children 12 and under, or to adults at least 60 years of age. Define the variable and write an inequality to represent the ages for a discount. Graph the solution set. So let's see. A needs to be less than or equal to 12, or A needs to be greater than or equal to 60, where A equals age. So 12 and 60 with closed dots. A needs to be less than that, so we're going to go to the left. A needs to be bigger than this one, so we go to the right. The pH of a person's eyes is 7.2. Therefore, the ideal pH for the water in a swimming pool is between 7 and 7.6. Define the variable and write an inequality to represent pH levels that could cause physical discomfort to a person's eye. So it says it's between 7.0 and 7.6. So if it's between those two, then that means that those two are not included. So we'd say that P needs to be less than or equal to 7.0, or P needs to be greater than or equal to 7.6. To cause physical discomfort, P equals pH of pool. So we put 7.0 down here and 7.6 up here, and that would be a closed dot and a closed dot. Arrow going to the right, arrow going to the left. And there it is. Alright, thanks for watching.